Hello and a warm welcome to you to Trucking TV. My name's Chris Gosling. We're off again on Tuesday. It's the 11th of December, my goodness me, can you believe it? And we're running, I guess we're running about 35 minutes late. I do apologise, but I have to tell you, I have a problem with life because life goes on, doesn't it really? Life goes on, and what happens is sometimes stuff gets in the way of doing what you want to do. So I won't go any further than to say that, but there you have it. So what we're going to do tonight, we're going to look at a few bits and pieces. We've got quite a busy little programme, mostly not as bad as you think, not as bad as we think sometimes. I have to say that one of the things about doing Trucking TV News really is that I find we get a lot of bad news. So what do I want to do? I'm going to do something unusual here. I'm going to start with a good news story. This is from a driver who posted this story this morning. He said security is now better at Riverside Cafe Cornbrook. He parked at Riverside Cafe last night and the security guard and his dogs chased off 3 men from my wagon. At least some places have security. Drivers and companies pay stupid money for nothing, no security, horrible food, nasty showers. Last night cost 15 quid, £15 to have a security man walk round with dogs. If they have 30 spaces, at £15, that's £450 a night. If they get full, they're putting the money to good use. Some places should take note. What a great story that is for Riverside Cafe Colnbrook. I really hope they can get their Security Act really sorted out now and give drivers what they deserve, a decent night for decent money with decent security. And well done to the security guard and well done to the cafe too. Okay, this particular little set of shots is from Barrowfield Road, or Barrowfield Road I think, in Rotherham, and the gentleman there was parked there last night, and of course they had a go, or someone had a go at his tank, got a load of diesel out of it, and hopefully he had enough to get to the next fuel stop. But the reality is, of course, it's a lot of damage and it's a lot of faffing about, and that's a warning then for Barrowfield Road, and that's Rotherham. I hope if you go there you're somewhat luckier than that, because it's not a good sight to see, is it really? Don't like that at all. So that was there, and then we had a couple more interesting little shots come to us this morning. We had one set of photographs. Let's get these up on the screen so you can see them, and there we have it. So this was a wagon loaded down with crates of beer, believe it or not. I do. And we got a full report from the driver who had the misfortune to lose 10 pallets. He said, this is a really interesting story, and it demonstrates the points about people stealing cargo from wagons. He disturbed people at 10:30 p.m. He said it must have been a scout car because they just slashed his shirt. Hi Pedro, they just slashed his curtains and then fled. The driver phoned the police, got an incident number, but no one came along to see him. When he got up to do his checks at 6 o'clock, he found the damage you can see in front of you. Now he phoned the police again and got the same response. That's a crime number, but no attendance. He said he did get a partial registration from the first incident, but he passed that on to the police and heard no more. He said that it happened just off the A1 on the A628 Barnsley Road, and he said it was cans of beer and 10 pallets in total were taken. So somebody's flogging those around Barnsley this very evening as we speak. He said that when he was looking for somewhere to park, he tried to get into services 3 times, but the response was we were all full, and he ran out of hours, and so he said that's a pretty crappy old start to his working week, isn't it, really, from Monday night. So that's pretty horrible. There you go. That's from near Barnsley. What can you say? I really loathe seeing things like that, but I have to tell you that we want to show you them so you can see what's going on, show this to your friends, show this to people who do not understand what happens in the haulage industry now. We've just had something that we were going to do tonight, and we'll do it now tomorrow. And what that is a 3-monthly report from one of the crime reporting agencies. We're going to bring that up tomorrow because that really brings home the number of crimes. I managed to scan it quickly today, and in the UK we are looking at 7 thefts of cargo from trucks every single day. That's a stunning thing, isn't it? Where else would that happen? I hate to ask this, but it's true, isn't it? Where else would that happen? 7 thefts of cargo from trucks every single night. I am gobsmacked. Okay, what are we going to talk to? Let's just say a warm welcome now to Martin Carter. Hi Martin, how you doing? And Robert Grenfell says, when's it going to stop? I'm afraid the country is going to the wall. No matter where we park, no respect and no security. How true, Robert. How true. Okay, so let's just have a look now at another snap. What have we got here? This is one sent in by someone who was parked up at the Busy Bees Cafe Diner at Darrington, and that was this morning. Eddie got hit. It doesn't look as if they took much, in fact. It looks as if it's all cardboard boxes, but I don't know. Maybe they did take some, but you can't really see. It looks as if they opened it up enough to get at stuff. So the story, I don't know any more than you do at this point, to be honest with you. Okay, what else have we got? We've got quite a number of stories coming in today, or came in today. Yeah, this is the one I wanted to show you next. Right, this is from the Isle of Sheppey. Now, Queenborough and Sheppey, around there, and Sheerness. I've been there a few times, and I like the place, to be honest with you. But you always get a little feeling that it's a bit tough down there. It looks as if the vehicle was cut open fairly extensively, but again, it doesn't look as if much, if anything, much was taken. Excuse me. Voice is going. I need another rum and coke. But as you can see, there's damage on the vehicle. I don't know how much that costs to repair. We will at some point do a bit of an investigation about that. But that's unnecessary, isn't it? Sheppey in Kent as a holiday area, I have to tell you, I've been to the Isle of Sheppey 2 or 3 times, and I think it's really nice down there. There you go. But obviously not a nice place to go with the vehicle. I've got a couple now of I would say, really genuinely fairly good news stories. Let's give you this one first. Now, this came to me today from Warwickshire Police. Police issue warning to lorry drivers. Well, actually, to be honest with you, you look at this and then you think, I don't know why you did it really, guys, because 99.9% of drivers do this. When you're out of the vehicle, lock your cab. Exactly. When you're out of the vehicle, lock your cab and take your keys with you. Park in areas covered by CCTV, which are well lit or can be seen from a security office. Well, let's be honest, Britain's industrial estates are deserts and deserted at night. If you go on the average industrial estate, you will find not a soul about apart from a few wagons parked up. It's a bloody nightmare for drivers, really. I can't see it, and I think neither can you. Never discuss your load. Well, no, that's just plain common sense. And be on the lookout for suspicious activity and immediately report it to the police. Well, that's what they say, and it's perfectly reasonable. That's a reasonable set of comments. I'm glad to say that they said they have got a proactive operation in place, and because I'm that sort of old geezer, I rang them up and had a little chat with the guys to see what they said. Well, they said, in fact, they've just started running what they call the proactive operation against thieves who are stealing from vehicles or are stealing vehicles. They just caught, in Birmingham, Warwickshire Police caught one HGV that had been stolen and had a major hand in the capture of another HGV that had been stolen down in the southwest. They don't want to give any details because they're still working on that one. But they said they are working quite hard now to try and sort out some of the vehicle theft and vehicle crime that's going on in their neck of the woods. And they're also talking to truck stop and truck park owners and trying to get them to toughen up their security. I think that's a really, really good idea. I was delighted to see that. That was really good news from my point of view, so I like that a lot. Well done, guys. Keep trying to actually sort this crime wave out, because when we look at stuff like this, we may have a little laugh, but at least I think the police are making an effort as they can within very limited budgets. It must be, from their point of view, deeply worrying, I should think, because they're getting all the crit, in fact, but all the criticism, but in fact, well, you know, it's not too bright for them. But they're doing the best they can. Okay, we have to say that, don't we? And it's a bit sad. Another little good news story, here it comes. So at Chippenham Pit Stop, they installed 16 new cameras and are working with the police to reduce criminal activity. I was really pleased to get this story. I was in touch with them this morning because we went down there in the past and had a look at the actual truck stop, and I was really delighted to go there. Let's just quote what they've said. They decided that they would get some new equipment, and what they've done is installed 16 brand new cameras. They also put in ANPR cameras, which means, of course, that when people get in there at night with vans and small trucks, etc., they will record their registration numbers. Now, that's really, really good news. So when I was in touch with them this morning with Chippenham Pit Stop, I said, well done, guys. I'm really pleased to hear that you've done this. And I've asked them to let us know how they got on. And they said in response, our top priority is the safety and security of our drivers. So there you go. I think Chippenham Pit Stop, you deserve a round of applause. I know you've had some problems there in recent days, but hopefully the new cameras will help to identify the bad guys, and hopefully the ANPR kit will make a big difference. I'm hoping that that's going to reduce the number of reports we get about crime going on over in that neck of the woods. That would be really good. Okay, I've got another picture to show you that I really quite liked. Let's just get on to this one. This is from Trafford Park. A gentleman sent this in to one of the websites this morning. He said he had a bolt on this box was cut, but then they suddenly looked up above their heads and saw his box lock that they couldn't reach, or maybe they couldn't cut, we don't know. We had a lot of interesting stuff on that one. Let's have a look at your comments at this stage as well. Pedro Barco says, what's the cost of a curtain? Well, we know roughly that the minimum price for getting a curtain repaired is 40 or 50 quid. And if you get a lot more damage, then it's a lot more money. It's one of those things, isn't it? And where does that come from? I imagine it's not worth claiming on the insurance. I honestly don't know. Do you? If you do know, tell us. Okay, and Robert says a lot of these thefts. Yeah, exactly. You are paying very good money to park in the places, and the people are not doing their jobs, or the owners of these sites are not doing their jobs. And from my point of view, what we need to say, guys, let's lay this one down the line. Am I going to get arrested for slander? But the reality is that the motorway service areas, especially because they are so large and don't have security, are an open invitation to Britain's criminal fraternity. Wherever those criminals come from, the reality is that it's easy. You drive in there with a van, you maybe go and have a cup of tea, and because you're larking about the place, driving about, people think, oh, they're lost, don't worry, and they drive into the truck park, and there you go, Jack. There are no cameras in most MSA truck parks. All they have in those places is ANPR cameras to make sure you've paid your bill. Hello, Fiona Brown. Nice to hear from you. Alistair Rochhead. Yeah, that's very true, mate. The vans could often have stolen or fake number plates no question. But at least if you've got some form of video there, especially in a place like a large MSA, motorway service area, if you've got 100 trucks parked there at 30 quid a night, that's £3 grand. If you've got £3 coming in every night or 4 or 5 nights a week, then you could afford someone to watch the camera outputs, or you could afford someone to take a look at them every few minutes, and you could afford to pay insurance, which would make you want to reduce crime as well. So the reality is that these guys really can't be asked. The big motorway service stations areas don't give a toss, guys, we know that. But I am pleased to see smaller places like Riverside Cafe in Colnbrook, like Chippenham Truck Stop, Chippenham Pit Stop, are trying. They're doing their best, and I think we've got to wave a flag for those guys, because they're solo operators or small businesses who have actually got their act together. I mean, they're trying and they're doing their best. Okay, I'm going to end up with one more, I think, good news story. Let's find that in a different way. I've got a picture for it, but I'd rather find something a bit better. What have we got? I've got some old git there. Don't know where he comes from. There we go. Let's just put this up on your screens. And this is a picture that we put up on Trucking TV yesterday. It got a huge lot of interest. About 20,000 people, I think, saw it, and several hundred, I'm not sure how many actually. Yeah, nearly a couple of hundred people shared it. And this is a picture taken by driver Scott Chidley, who took a photograph to demonstrate just exactly how little you can see in a rear view mirror when a vehicle in the rain doesn't have its headlights on, or running lights, or any kind of lights. That guy, his photograph picked up by the Birmingham Mail. I was delighted to see that. And you have to be honest enough to say that you're lucky sometimes if you can see that much. I mean, the truth is you can probably see a little bit better with your eyes than opposed to your camera, but the reality is you can't see vehicles coming up behind you. That's seriously scary. Okay, let's see what else we've got. I'm just having a hunt amongst my photographic the photographs I've got. We've got loads of stuff here. Not today though. I think we're more or less there. Ladies and gents, I think we're more or less there. Let's just take a look at your comments. So, what have we got? Nothing much else. Okay, well, that's what we've got for today. Now tomorrow I'm going to try and get back to lunchtime. Do you like these evening shows? This should have been at 5 o'clock, and I apologise, but life got ahead of me, so it's nearly 6 o'clock now. We didn't start until 5:35, and I'm really sorry about that. But if you like these evening shows better than the lunchtime shows, I would really like to know. I need to know, because, to be honest with you, I'd rather do it at a time when we get a good audience, because the more people that see this, the more people there are to spread the message. Hi, Craig. And the more the message gets out there that trucks are targets for thieves, it's not reported anywhere apart from here. The truth is that the more that message gets out there, the more the police will be kind of embarrassed into doing stuff, if you like. The more that the national press maybe have a chance of picking up the story, who knows. And the more people like you and me can spread this around our friends, tell the world that we're actually talking about the crime that takes place that no one reports, only on Trucking TV and in some, obviously the truck social media sites, lots of reports about crime. Bloody good job too. Get it out there, tell people. Okay, well, I've got Andrew Ginge, hello Ginge, who likes the evening. We've got Craig, who likes the evening. Pedro Barco likes the evening. That's only when you're not in some strange part of the world, Pedro. And Martin as well. So, okay, well, we'll give it a go in the evening. We'll try 5 o'clock. I haven't, yeah. Well, yeah, but we seem to get a good response sometimes at lunchtime, Pedro. But, right, whereabouts was that, Alan? Alan Haynes has just been in touch and said he had 450 litres of fuel taken down near Canterbury last night. Whereabouts was that, Alan? Do you recall where you were parked or anything? Were you in a lay-by or in a truck stop? Be interesting to know that. Perhaps you'll add it if I disappear and go away. But we'll be back tomorrow, and we'll give it a go in the evening if you like. We'll give it a go for 5 o'clock and see what happens. We'll try and get online properly, and you will find me here at around 5 p.m. I might have to flex the time around that, but that certainly works for me. And tomorrow we'll be talking about a report I got today and haven't had time to read, but it's a report on the on Q3, so that's July, August, September, in terms of truck crime. Lay-by near bridge. Okay, I'll go with that. I don't know where. Oh, at Canterbury, right, I'm with you. Lay-by near bridge at Canterbury. Okay, so and that was just from a roadside then. So that's well, they've got some bottle, these guys, haven't they? Because anything could happen. The police could come past. You could wake up and start sounding your horn. All kinds of stuff. But let's face it, they should be shot. Anyway, we'll be talking about the volume of money crimes that happen on Britain's roads from trucks, thefts from trucks in Britain. That will be coming up tomorrow. We'll have a little report on that. I think I'll put together a little report and play that through to you so that you can come back to it again and again and see it or share it with your friends or whatever you do. Okay, well, gentlemen, lady, I'm going to go and have my tea. Because when you're old you can. Okay, and I'll just put up this page for you so that you can see where you can get in touch with us. So what have we got here? We have the Trucking TV contact page. You can reach me anytime via Facebook. You can find our videos anytime via the Facebook, via the YouTube site. Sorry about that. And you can find us on Twitter. We've also got our website. If you want to phone and leave a voice message, or if you want to send a text message, if that's easier for you, you can use 07943 043 760. Get in touch anytime. I'm delighted to hear from you. Can't guarantee to answer you immediately because I might be asleep. Okay, that's the story from me then. I'm Chris. This is Trucking TV. I've enjoyed your company and I hope you've had a pleasant day. I hope you're going to have a good evening as well. Okay, I'm Chris. This is Trucking TV and I'll see you again. If I'm very lucky, I'll see you.